Hey everybody, welcome to season 2 of Sound and Vision. I'm Mike Sandoval, your host, and today we have a great guest from my hood in East Los Angeles, Michael Jimenez. Mikey.
MKY, what's up, man?
Exactly. I'm still trying to get used to this MKY thing because I've known you as Mikey Jimenez. Been friend, your grandpa, I knew your grandpa, and we had a lot of family connections throughout this. Before we get into that, we got to do what we got to do, which we do here at Sound of Vision, talk about music.
Man,
Your album, well, your latest single is fire.
thank you, man.
We
Thank
posted that on Apple News, and it went crazy. Not just in the United States, but around the globe.
you. Man, thank you so much, first and foremost. I mean, I seen that when it was on Apple News. I called my mom because she always reads Apple News. She was the first person I called, and I was like, Mom, you got to check out this article. So thank you so much.
Anytime, especially since you grew up where I grew up. I grew up in East LA as well.
That's right. That's right.
Went to elementary school at Arleo Guadalupe, right by Cesar Chavez, and went to Bosco Tech. So I know exactly what your scene was and how the connections were. Let's talk about that single.
Let's do it.
Somos los dos is such a, it's modern, but yet it's such a throwback as well.
Oh,
And I hear it, and what's crazy is that I hear your grandpa's voice
wow.
in your voice and in the sound. What does it feel like? Where did the song come about? How did everything come together? And yeah, let us know. Give us some insight on how was it all produced.
I mean, thank you so much, man. You know how much my grandfather means to me. For those of you who don't know, being from East LA, you know, Tierra, a very, very super, super OG classic nostalgia group from East LA, Tierra, and my grandpa was a part of that. So, real quick, before we started, you said you went to school. Who did you go to school with from my family?
My mom went to school with your aunt at Sacred
Wow.
Heart of Jesus.
Sacred Heart.
Yeah.
Man,
And my
okay.
dad, just from being in the neighborhood, because he grew up with Conrad from Los Lobos, who was
Yep,
on
yep.
Tierra with your grandpa, and they used to hang out together.
Man, it's a small world, man.
It's crazy. It's really crazy, but we'll get into a little
Yeah,
more
yeah,
of that.
yeah.
But that's in segment 2. But let's talk about that music. I mean, that's
Yeah,
what
I
we're here
mean,
for.
I mean, you said it, man. I think for where I'm at right now artistically, my grandfather plays a major part because, like, all of the music that, if you're from East LA and if you're not, you know, if you just love soul, all of those influences is kind of what brought the life of Somos Los Dos. And I think this is an artistic vision that I've had in me for a while. And, you know, being 26 in today's market and today's sound and stuff, you know, there's a lot of cool music out right now, but I just felt like I was still trying to find my voice. And, you know, whenever I'm stuck or I have writer's block or, you know, artistically I feel like unsure, I always pray to God, most importantly, but I asked my grandpa for guidance. And, you know, he passed away 3 years ago, but it's funny because he communicates with me. I don't know. Sometimes I fail him, you know, and with Somos Los Dos specifically, I remember me just sitting with my guitar and just playing the chords, and I was just trying to tap into something that my grandpa would sing. And I think I did a really good job at just like keeping it authentic with the roots, the Chicano soul essence, but then, you know, like you said, making it modern because I'm big on that. You know, I don't want to imitate what they already did, but I want to reintroduce it, my style, into the new age today.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I love is the fact that you've always been very unique to you.
Thank you.
You've taken the Chicano soul sound and the Chicano soul history, and you've added to it and made it your own.
I appreciate that, man.
And that's one thing, doing research on you and everything that you've done, you've really taken what your family has done and taken
Yeah.
it to that next level, which is always impressive to me
Thank you.
when you're able to do that. The video aspect of it,
Mm-hmm.
it was so simple as a kind of like a lyric video to introduce people, but
Yep.
it makes a point. It makes a strong point. What were the essence behind that, and what was your team working on something like that? Because not many people have the guts to be able to do something like that to really present a song, and you did it, and it's working really well.
Appreciate it. I think I was trying to just bring a new like aesthetic to, because you know, like you said, like I've honored the Chicano soul stuff, but I just feel like right now I've finally found what I feel is authentic to me, and for Somos, the video or like the visualizer, I wanted to capture like the classic nostalgicness, like the timeless essence of it, you know. So we got the red curtains, the old school mic, like the classic elements, but I guess I would be like the modern essence of it, you know. And it's not like a crazy big fancy music video, but like you said, it's straight to the point. And yeah, I feel like the song kind of carries half the weight, you know. So the visuals, I was really trying to just like I said, bring out the timeless essence of it, and hopefully 20 years from now you could look back at it and it still hits the same, you know.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And that's the one thing I really love about all your music. Your video component to your music really does match very well, and it's
Thank
very
you.
synergistic.
Appreciate it.
Very great look. How important is it to you? Because I know things are changing in the music space.
Right.
A lot of it is social media now.
Yep.
YouTube. It isn't like we have an MTV anymore that's like streaming videos all the time.
It was always a dream of mine.
Exactly, which was
to do
great.
something with
I
it.
mean, when we were in downtown LA, I wanted to do a version of TRL in downtown
Right.
LA, but we never got the chance to do
But
it.
we're here with Sound and Vision now, you know.
Exactly. We're in studio,
Yep.
but it's still glass windows out to Wilshire and
Yeah.
Flower would have been awesome. But the essence of how do you promote your music through music videos has changed. But you've kept that classic video look, made it very theatrical, very
Thank you.
film-like with any of the presentation, the people you bring along. How important do you feel music videos are for you today? Because yours really do make an impact.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. You know, I feel like it's funny because I love music videos, but I don't know. I feel like if you're not like a major A-list celebrity artist, or you have like a huge following, music videos for an aspiring rising artist like me don't really necessarily like help me too much because they're really expensive, you know? And I have a few productions that I did, like Save Me was a big video shoot, and I'm glad I did that, you know? But I think right now I'm a little more interested in giving my fans more intimate, and like what Somos was, is a visualizer, but you can still chop it up and spread it all social media, you know? Because right now we're in the social media world, and I think that's more important to keep building my following through social media as opposed to going all out on some crazy music videos yet. Because I do want to in the future, but until then, right now, I'm utilizing social media.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And that's where the difference is. Like, I'm half your age. I'm older than you. But I've seen a different look in the music scene. Like, I've seen it from the 90s through now, and I see what's going on. And I love the fact that people are allowing you to do the way you want to do it.
Man, thank you.
It doesn't happen that often. Like, there's a lot of guys that I've talked to. One of my friends is the drummer for Los Lobos, Fredo Ortiz. He's the one who helped us come in, helped me launch all this. And he even tells me, like, dude, it's really, even with our solo projects, it's been really tough. They want to dictate everything. But it seems like you got some great people around you. Some great people who really allow you to be you and also want that direction.
Yeah,
what was
shout
it
out
like?
to Bobby D and Prahin. It's been a journey, man. You know, I've been through a few labels before this point, and I've had to fight for my artistic desires. Like my first label, like I was just doing a whole different thing that 5 years ago, I think the market wasn't even where it's at today, you know? So they were just like, man, he's a Mexican kid from East LA. Make him sing corridos. And it's like, you know, like it's a different way of growing up, you know? And these are all important parts for me too, because these were learning experiences, you know? I'm glad I went through that because it got me to this point now to be able to feel confident in my upbringing, you know? And my whole goal right now is like, yeah, I'm from East LA and I'm carrying that and that's my brand and what I'm representing, but I want to bring that to the forefront, you know? I want to let people know that us Chicanos, we can be mainstream, you know, and we can have a voice, and I don't want to just only be tied to East LA. I want to be global, and I want to take the culture globally, you know? And I think we have a good chance, you know? It's just going to come down to keep making more great music, keep keep doing performances. You know, like that's what I can't wait to get into because I feel like my live performances is where I can kind of shine and bring East LA around the world. You know.
Yep, exactly. And talking about live performances is a good segue into talking about American Idol when you were on there.
Yeah.
That's where everybody like. It's funny how the word spread because like I was telling your publicist, the weedy superhighway of East LA is better than the internet. And the speed goes by fast when people know when something happens. And my dad was just all like, "Oh, I gotta watch American Idol. Mike Jimenez's grandson is on there. We gotta go support." And I was like, one, because when I went to go see when I knew your grandpa, you weren't even around yet.
No, what year was that?
That was like in 1992,
Sheesh.
91, when I used to go to his barbershop on Whittier Boulevard.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't know he had a grandson. Oh, cool. Yeah, we'll support him. Yeah.
It's my grandpa, my dad, and me. All the same passion. My dad's a great singer too.
Oh yeah.
But it's very, very spiritual. Like to be able to be a musician like my grandfather, and I think that's why right now, at least for me, where I'm at, like, it's more important that I kind of satisfy, like, my inner soul, because, like I said, I just been through a lot where people want to change, and as part of the industry, it's not nobody's fault. It's just learning experiences, and it's up to the artist to be able to translate that, because if I talk about something, it sounds crazy, right? But then when you go and do it, and you have the product, then it's like, okay, well, you're half crazy.
Yeah.
And then if the people like it and it's a success, then you're not crazy. And it's like, hey, I like what you're doing. So
yeah. And that's why I wanted to talk about your experience with American Idol. I have friends, Jessica Muse is one of them, who was on American Idol, and what their experiences were like with it, and it really helped jumpstart her notoriety and her talent. What was it like for you? Because you already had a name, but American Idol kind of like pushed it even more.
Yeah, I mean, that's the nationwide stage, man. I didn't even want to do American Idol at first because, like you said, I was already doing things like with Bobby D. Before I was with Brahim, I got to open up for Mario, Neo, Robin Thicke, Boyz II Men at the Greek Theater. So I was doing like some big stages, right? And when American Idol reached out to me through Bobby, he's like, "I think you should do it." And if you know, 2017, I was on a boy band show on ABC. So they're both American Idol and boy band are on ABC. So I had my start in reality TV, right, for the singing competition shows. So I was kind of already over it, because it's like 2017 is so long ago. I felt like I already had a good thing going with the fans that I got now and the support system. But I'm really glad I did because that just kind of reintroduced me to people who may not have known me yet. And then one thing that just turned me on about the whole situation was they reached out and they pretty much said, like, "We love your story. We love that you're from East LA. We want to go to Whittier Boulevard and shoot you in your lowrider." And at that moment, I was like, you know what? Like, I got a chance to play East LA on a global network like that, nationwide network. I was like, let's do it. And I don't know how far I'm going to get, but I'm up for it. Let's go. I'm up for the challenge.
Yeah, and you did very well in the competition.
Thank you,
did very well. The buzz in East LA was crazy. I had people calling me for saying, "You got to get him on the show. You got to get him on Muse." And I was like, "We don't have our music show yet. We've kind of taken a little break to redesign it and do something new. But as soon as we get them, we'll get them." So it's like, but you did so well.
Man, thank you.
And I love the fact that you're not just a singer. You know how to play an instrument. You know your craft.
Thank you. Yeah.
And that shined right on off of the television set. And even my dad was like, "Wow." I mean, you could tell. Like the lineage, you could just tell.
No, they did a great job at packaging the story. And I'm really grateful for that opportunity. At first I was kind of scared too, because I didn't want to, you mess up. It's there forever. And they can also portray you in not the best way. And that can kind of damage your career. But for what it was really, really good. I gained over like 30,000 followers from there, so I have new fans. Thank you all so much. And I love everything about that experience, especially like going on the show and singing "Ooh Baby Baby" Smokey Robinson, and kind of the way the whole story was and the way they packaged it was just great. So a great experience.
Exactly, and I want to go into that because of how Chicano soul started.
Mm-hmm.
Chicano soul started from the Motown scene that
Right.
with Cannibal and the Headhunters, the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Midnighters, guys that because we're working with my friend's the owner of Rampart Records, and we're working on something right now to tell that story.
Man, you know what? I don't know how true this is.
Mhm.
My grandma, my grandma, the ex-wife of my grandpa,
Mhm.
before he passed, she told me that I'm related to Cannibal and the Headhunters.
Possibly. I don't know what the lineage is, but we just lost like the last member of Cannibal and the Headhunters last year, and
I don't
they
know how
were-
true that is, but
you
we should find
never
out.
know. It's East LA.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
possible. It's
Everybody's
possible.
your cousin in East LA.
Well,
man.
yeah, exactly. Everybody's family.
Everybody started calling me like, "Hey, that's my cousin on American Idol." Like, I don't know. No,
Hey, it happens. It
does,
it happens. But like, to get back into the question, like, Chicano soul, it was such an integral part throughout the '60s.
Yeah.
Moving into now, even this modern sound that
Yeah.
has come around with Chicano Batman, the Sacred Souls,
Yeah.
which weren't even from East LA, that heard the sound and developed it on their own, the Altons, and now you.
Joey Quinones,
Yeah,
that's my guy, man.
yeah, and it's about bringing that out, especially during these hard times as
Yeah.
Latinos and Chicanos. Uh, when you revisit and you're doing music that honors the past but brings it to the future, how important is it to you to make sure like we get this right every single time?
Yeah, I think those guys, everybody you mentioned, is doing a great job at that. I think it's important, like I said, that we also have a voice because, those guys are great at what they do. I just feel like I want to bring my own style to that, the Chicano soul. And like I said, I'm trying to transcend just out of East LA. I want to take it globally. And, I think there's definitely a lane for the romantic, like, crooner, Chicano soul stuff, but also keeping it fresh and fitting in with today's world, But yeah, it's very important to keep the Chicano soul alive. I can't deny my skin, I can't deny my identity, so.
Yeah, that's who we are. It's like we can't put makeup on that and take it off. You're still going to be, or else you're going to get clowned in East LA, and you don't we don't want that to happen at
But
all.
even if you're not Chicano, like,
exactly.
great music's great music, so, I hope they discover my
Yeah, and
music.
it transcends everything. I mean, look at how reggaeton transcended to an English
Super Bowl.
audience. Yeah, and the Super Bowl. I mean,
Crazy.
hopefully we could see that soon with some showing the history of Chicano soul.
Yeah, that'd be a dream. I was actually, shout out to the Avila brothers. They music directed Usher's Super Bowl, so I got to spend 2 weeks in Vegas. Nobody knows this. With Usher in the studio, I got to see them make that experience. It was pretty epic.
Yeah.
I mean, Usher's a beast. Shout out Bad Bunny, too, like us Latinos are on top right now. And
Yeah, exactly.
he did a great job at representing us, so.
Exactly, and that Super Bowl show was just awesome.
Yeah. But we still need some Chicano soul
Yes,
there.
we do. We do. It's just like to see somebody like yourself really does make a difference, and you don't know what little kid's gonna watch that and get inspired by that.
That's my goal, man.
Want to talk about your heritage, your lineage. Mike Jimenez was an amazing performer,
Man, thank you, bro. That's my grandfather.
and like the
My
family
guardian
connection.
angel, man.
It is. Like I lost my mom, and it's gonna be 20 years, and what you just said is kind of like it's still with me as well.
Yeah.
Where she's talking to you and stuff, and that lineage is so important. And for me, it feels like we have to push it on, keep continuing, and that's how they live forever. How do you feel about that? Because I mean, like I mentioned earlier, your sound, your soul, transcends the mic and really goes in, and you could hear your grandpa in your voice.
It's super spiritual. I mean, like, even having his name is sometimes when every artist has doubts, or they don't feel the best every day, right? But whenever I see a picture of him, because I have a picture in my home studio with his picture, and he was so young with his mustache and his big hair and these shiny shirts, and he's singing, and sometimes I go and rewatch his videos, listen to my dad's songs too, because he never got the chance to put out music, so I carry a lot of weight from those stories. And even before my grandpa, I don't know if you know this, but my great uncle, Little Ray, he was actually supposed to be the original singer of the Midnighters. And who knows what the real story is, right? But he was just so talented, man. Like, he was working with Smokey Robinson's producers, and he was a brown Chicano kid from East LA, and he had the vision of a Chicano Motown in the '60s, but because at the time it just didn't happen, you know. So much talent, especially within my family, has been overlooked, and I think I carry all of that subconsciously, and I'm fine with it, you know, because that keeps like this fire burning inside of me to not stop, to not quit, to keep pushing. So it's very, very important. And I'm grateful that I have my grandpa's story. I still have my father here, and he, you know, whenever I feeling like I need some encouragement, I call him up for sure, and he always gives me the right advice. And I kind of just remember my grandpa, man. Like he was a beast. He played every instrument. He sang in English and Spanish. You know, that's why I started listening to boleros and all of the Luis Miguel stuff, Luis Miguel, because my grandpa was singing that shit, and then he was also singing salsa.
Yeah.
So it's like I got a very, very broad palette of music trapped in this young body of mine. But I hope that I have a long enough career to be able to express myself in all those genres, because, you know, I grew up in sports first before I was a singer. 13 years I played basketball, football, and baseball, and I carry that competitive nature in me. So, you know, anything that I do, I always want to just, like, be the best that I can be.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, I get the whole sports. That's where me too was
Yeah.
basketball,
That's
baseball,
right.
track and field, did all that. You know,
That's what's up, man.
you move around,
Yep.
but that competitive nature goes into your business as well.
It does. It does.
And it helps you grow, and it helps you know how to navigate the field, so that when somebody pushes you within the industry, you're able to push back.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that's great. One thing I do, and I do have stories about your uncle too, because my dad knew your uncle as well.
Small world.
I'm
That's so
telling you,
crazy.
it's like crazy as all hell. But have you ever thought about, or even thought about re-recording, like together or something like that, in your own style, in your own voice? Because I remember first hearing the song when I was 5, 6, and I still remember the song lyrically to this day. It has made an impact to a lot of people.
Yeah.
You go to any Chicano wedding, I mean, if you don't hear it there, it isn't a good wedding party. You ever thought about it? Maybe re-recording some of those and going back, as once you're established your sound, and once you already made your name, and going back and revisiting that.
I have, but you know what? Like, I started because before I got signed to Bobby or Brahim, I was doing covers on TikTok, and that helped me build a following. So, like, I have this love-hate relationship with covers because, yeah, I was getting followers, but then a lot of the people were just like, oh, this guy's just another cover artist, when I have so much great original material in me. So maybe now that I have a great team and a support, that I can go back in and rethink some of those covers, because, you know, who's going to do it? You know, I mean, I'm also, too, like, if they're already done great, then why, like, try to beat it, you know? Because if I'm going to do it, I have to beat it.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like I said, I got that competitive nature in me. So maybe in the future.
Well, because the way I look at it is that it's a longer time between, like, the Midnighters and everything. Once time goes by, you're introducing the song to new people.
Yeah.
Which sometimes families don't reintroduce it. Sometimes it loses its but it's a great remembrance.
It is.
Sometimes to where it is.
You gave me a good idea, man.
Hey,
I'll call my manager after.
I got a lot of good ideas for you.
I'm
I've worked
kidding.
with a lot of people. Worked with the guys from Mos Motley too. So it's like.
So it's funny. Shout out Bobby D again. We put together a show. It never had to happen. I forgot what happened. It was like a weird time, but it was supposed to be at Toyota Arena with Los Lobos, Mos Motley. Danny Trejo was gonna be like that. It was just like this whole great idea, but I still got the flyer. I still have it in my room. It never came out, but it would have been epic.
Well, we're gonna have to talk to the guys from Los Lobos and let's recreate that. And
Yeah, man.
they didn't call the guy. Will Dog, his wife has her veterinarian hospital down the street, so
Okay,
we can always
nice,
walk by and talk. Tell them, hey, we need to get this together, and
Yeah.
I think relive that day and make it
Sing
happen.
some La Bamba.
Well, yeah, exactly.
I was actually supposed to sing
Exactly.
La Bamba on American Idol,
Mhm.
and for whatever reason, it just
Couldn't get the rights.
didn't get to.
Couldn't get the
No,
rights,
they
'cause I know
they had it
rights
in
have
the
been
song
really hard.
choice,
Uh-huh.
and I chose it, but I didn't get the votes.
Yeah.
It wasn't meant to be, you know what? Because I would want to do that with my team, and
Mhm.
like that's gonna be epic. You know,
Yeah.
the day that comes, that's gonna be.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
fire.
As we're getting close towards the end of this interview, what's the future for Mikey MKY?
MKY.
I gotta
You
get
can call
used
me
to that.
Mikey. That,
I
you know,
call
that's
you
where it comes from.
like I always say, like with your family, it's kind of like I've known you for a long time, and first time I've met you. But MKY, what's the future? Are we gonna see an album? Do we have some tour dates, some live performances coming up? What can we expect in the future, and what can your fans expect? Because I'm sure they're waiting to see you on stage right now.
Yeah. You know, right now I'm definitely in the studio. Like tomorrow, I'm back in the studio, so I'm creating. You know, trying to give you guys the best product I can, and definitely once I feel like I've got a good body of work, you know, to put out to the world, expect some shows. You know, I got a great tour manager, Bobby D, and I got a great team now, so we can definitely make a lot of those things happen. Right now, like I said, I just got to go in and be creative and be the artist and, you know, kind of create my experience. And that's where I'm at right now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I wish you a lot of luck, man.
Thank you, man.
Knowing from your family and what you've done and that legacy that you've been able to continue and make a name for yourself, very proud of you.
I appreciate
it. I mean,
it.
my dad was very proud to see where you've been and continuing that legacy.
Man, send him my blessings.
Definitely will. Yeah. Definitely will. Before we let you go, we got to let everybody know how could they find you, giving the spotlight to you so to make sure they could hear your music.
@MKY. Follow me on Instagram, all social media platforms at MKY Mikey. You can call me, you know, just to be clear, Mikey is MKY. It's the same thing. You ever heard of BTS?
Yes.
Right?
Yes,
so that's where I got the idea, because I'm like, man, these guys are global. And I don't want to just be called Mikey and spell it regularly. You know, that's kind of just boring. Yeah. But, you know, me and my dad came up with MKY. And I like that, you know, because I'm the third. It's 3 letters, you know, my number's 3. I'm born on the 23rd, so yeah, MKY.
Cool.
You know, just for all of you out there who are wondering. But yeah, follow me on Instagram and all the platforms at MKY. And stay tuned. A lot of great things coming. Yeah. And God bless. God bless.
Thank you for clarifying that for me, because like there's a lot of names out there and it's hard to remember.
I get that all the time.
And I'm always like when I know people, I always got to call them by their names and be able to make sure that we get them. But
call me Michael. That's
I'll get into MKY. Man. I will get into
maybe
MKY.
When I'm older, you know, I got like 5, 6 albums. I'll go by Michael.
Yeah,
that's my real name.
Hey,
who knows?
You never.
Maybe
know.
I might change my name. I don't know.
Michael's not a bad name. Trust me.
So there you're biased. You're not biased.
No, I'm not biased at all. But Mikey, thank you so much for stopping with us. I really appreciate it, and we'll love to welcome you back soon. We're going to be doing a live show of this with performances. We'd love to have you come down and perform for us.
Let's go.
And an audience. So
I would love that.
We look forward to inviting you. Hopefully in the summer we'll get that started.
Oh, that'd be epic. Anytime, man. Thank you so much. Brother.
And thank you to everybody for watching. We'll be back soon with another episode of Sound and Vision. We have other episodes with Atlas Genius that you can check out right now. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time here on Sound and Vision.